Speaking about work that they are doing, I want to talk to Sarah Stevens now. This is usually Carrie's segment,
Yeah.
Therapy Works. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Wonderful. I see you have, every time I see you come with little things in your hand, I get excited
Yeah.
because it means we're going to get practical this
Yes,
morning.
yeah.
What are we talking about this morning?
Today we're talking about some behavioral management, some behavioral strategies that parents can use.
Yes.
So before I get into everything, I just have to say, I'm not a behavioral therapist. I'm an occupational therapist.
Okay.
But I'm today.
What's the difference?
Well, a behavioral therapist might look specifically at, like, if a child's having a certain behavior, what's the cause of the behavior? How do we deal with it? And that's kind of they primarily focus on that. I've been in this field for over 20 years working with children and families with special needs. So I've learned tips and strategies along the way. So I'm just
Right.
sharing a few easy ones that parents can use at home
Okay.
today.
All right.
So I
But you
wanted.
didn't tell me what an occupational therapist does, though.
Oh, so an
Yeah.
occupational therapist, we use the word occupation to mean your occupations in life.
Okay.
So, like, if let's say you had one of your camera operators had carpal tunnel syndrome, an occupational therapist would help them to rehab so they could get back to
okay.
their jobs.
Okay.
But it's not just jobs that we think of, like our employment jobs. So occupation means anything you do in your daily life.
Lifestyle, yeah.
So for kids, occupations are
Playing.
play and participate in school and following the directions and having the right amount of attention. So parents will come to us as we work with the whole family at Therapy Works,
Okay.
and they'll say, we've gotten through this, but now we're starting to have more behaviors. And one
Yes.
thing that's interesting, especially as we come off of Autism Awareness Month,
Right.
sometimes we'll get kids who are quite involved when they first come, and they're not really too aware of what's going on. They kind of live in their own little world, and they can be kind of well behaved
Yeah.
because they're just kind of
Quiet.
pass through life
Yeah,
and quiet.
yeah.
And as therapy starts to work, or as we start to have more breakthroughs with the child, we start to get more behaviors. So the parents say, my child who kind of played by themselves quietly all of a sudden is throwing these big temper tantrums. And I always say that's actually a sign of growth, because all of a sudden they care what's going on around them a little more. I mean, they care
Right.
before, but they've, because the world is so confusing to them, they've kind of shut down and had blinders on almost. And as they become more engaged and more aware of their peers and their parents and the situations and preferences, then we start to get some more behaviors.
Okay.
So there's a doctor in the States named Ross Greene, and he always says children will do well if they can. And I think that's always something that needs to preface everything we do. So kids don't want to be bad kids. They don't want to be badly behaved. It's just that something is stopping them. And so that's where we need to see how we can help them get back on track. And so sometimes when those bad behaviors show up, we need to figure out how we can help them get back on track, and how can we
Yes.
support them, because we can't just say, behave yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
We wish we all that
Yeah.
worked for all of us, So we need to give them some
So what are
strategies.
some of the strategies that you would need to employ?
Sure. So these two things I brought,
Yeah.
they're real simple. They're easy things for parents to make at home,
Right.
and they work on positive reinforcement. So a lot of times we think we're going to discipline someone. We're going to take away their phone. We're going to take away their tablet. They go on timeout, that sort of thing. Those are all kind of like negative reinforcers, which work as well. But I find that positive reinforcers work great with our kids.
Okay.
And they work great with kids with special needs and great with typical kids. So this is what I call a 5-star chart. And what we do with kids is, this is something for like a short-term behavioral strategy. So if you're working towards the child, you want them to get some work done. This is homework. This is great for homework. So if they want to work on, they want their tablet or they want their TV time. They've been working all day at school and they just want a half hour of TV time, but you want them to do homework first. What I tell parents is, they take all the stars off,
Right.
and they say, as they're working, they would say, okay, let's get our list of what we have to do. And you do your first task, and then you can put the star on. You say, okay,
Right.
4 more stars, and then you can have your TV time.
Right.
And
But they do that in schools as well, I realize, in primary schools especially.
Yes.
You
And
see
it's
the children getting the stars or the stickers.
Yeah,
on
and
their work.
I know that people also use things like they'll do. I think a lot of teachers have turned to if you get so many smiley faces, you get a
Right,
reward.
yes.
Because we used to be, when we were younger, it's like you get a tick.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you get 3 ticks and you lose all your privileges. And
Yes.
you think, you think of a child and they've had 3 ticks and it's 9 a.m. They're like, well, I'm not.
Yeah.
What can I even do for the rest of the day? why did I even bother trying?
Yeah.
I
There's
already
no
lost
challenge.
it. I already
Yeah.
lost it. I've misbehaved. I've
Yeah.
got my 3 X's, and I've lost all my privileges for the day, so I'm just going to keep being bad.
Right.
Which is they can always be earning it. So you're looking for that positive. And what's nice about this is, if they're having a really good day and you want to push them, you can challenge
Do
them.
a next one.
You could, yes, but you
Yeah.
can make it be a harder task. But if
Right.
they're having, let's say
Okay.
they had a crummy morning, but they've pulled it together by the afternoon, And also you can say, wow, you helped your friend, you follow the directions, you got your work done. You just have one more to get.
Yes.
So it's nice because you can vary it and you can make it work so you can help the
I like
child
the way
get
that
that
you're
reward.
swinging it into a positive as opposed to a negative.
Yeah, so this one is nice for that short-term reward. I'd say like a half-hour task or like a school day.
Right.
This one is one I tell my parents at home if they want to work towards like a longer reward. And this reward I'd say is if you're doing it at home, it's a half-hour TV time or a little extra treat or just it's a small reward. You don't have to have, this isn't a present. You don't get a big toy or get to go to Fun Zone or somewhere.
Okay.
This one is, I tell my parents to use like for the whole week or the whole month. It depends on what your child can handle. So a 4-year-old, you're not going to make them work for a reward for a month, but maybe for the week.
Right.
And the reward is that you're going to go on a picnic or you're going to go fly kites in the savannah, but something special. So you could use it, and every time you talk about positive behaviors, if they're doing extra good job of listening, they can earn a cotton ball. I get a jar, and cotton balls work great. You can use any size jar you want. You can use any size. If you can use pennies, use a smaller jar. Marbles, use a smaller jar because you don't want to have a big jar. And marbles,
Yes.
you're working forever. But again, you can use this, and as the kids, let's say they're having an extra special day, you could put a few extras in. And what's nice is they earn the prizes throughout the week. They start to see their jar fill.
It's growing, yeah.
Yeah, and by the end of Friday, they're going to earn their
A bigger
reward.
reward.
Yeah.
My question to you, though, Sarah, is isn't there a risk of attaching a reward to being good or to doing something positive as opposed to doing it for the goodness in itself or for just being positive? How do you reconcile that so that the child doesn't grow into someone who says, in order for me to do something, I
need a reward.
I need a reward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why you want to change up some of these rewards too. Some of them are just a praise, a big extra hug. So you don't want that, because I know.
So use some of that esteem building methods.
And you
as
have to
part of
know
the
your
rewards.
child. So like this one, I work with kids with special needs, so we have real concrete rewards. And I also tell parents, like, we don't have, sometimes some parents are like, well, I have this reward for this and this and this. And you think, like, you're right. Some just have to be, you get rewards because you want to feel good about
the
yourself.
joy of learning or the joy of doing.
So one thing, you don't want to make sure you have 6 jars that they're earning all the prizes for.
Yeah.
So so that's one piece, is you want to build some of the praise so they get the internal motivation, and sometimes they just need a little external motivation.
All right. Well, I want to thank you, Sarah. We wanted to get Carrie on the Skype with you, but I don't think that's going to happen before you go. So we do? Oh, wonderful. So let's say hi to Carrie. Good morning, Carrie.
Hey, morning, Lisa.
I have with me Sarah Stevens. I told you I'll take this segment from you, and I always enjoy chatting with Sarah when you're not here, but I thought I'll get you. And there he is. Wow. Where are you? Where are you in Tobago?
In Tobago. It was a long few days, definitely, but I had a lot of fun with the things I've been sent on. I'll be glad to come share that with you all when I come back here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Having a great morning so far. It's nice and sunny, as you can see, the pool behind me. I don't know if I'll get the chance to take a dip today, but I'm supposed to be back in Tobago soon. So maybe I'll
you have to be on air tomorrow, so you better get that dip really quickly. I don't know if you want to say hi to Sarah.
Morning,
Sarah,
Hi, Sarah. Good morning.
Good morning. Hope you're having a nice day in Tobago.
So far, I had a good couple of days. It was more work than play, but we still squeezed in something.
Yeah, you always get some work, #work and play in.
Yes, that's good.
Anytime
that's
you
good
travel.
yeah.
All right, we're going to leave it there with you, Carrie. And Carrie's going to be back tomorrow.
And everybody have a great day.
You too. Be safe.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thanks for having
and we're going to take in a few messages and come right back. There's lots more on now after this.